For decades, the United States has stood as the world's sole superpower. Its economic and military might have shaped the international system. However, a new era is dawning. China, with its rapidly growing economy and assertive foreign policy, is challenging this established order. This shift in the global balance of power is creating tensions and uncertainties. The US and China are now locked in a strategic competition. This competition encompasses economic influence, technological innovation, and geopolitical dominance. The outcome of this rivalry will determine the future of the 21st century. The rise of China is a story of unprecedented economic growth. Over the past 4 decades, China has lifted millions out of poverty and become the world's second-largest economy. This economic miracle has provided China with the resources to modernize its military. It has also allowed China to expand its influence across the globe. China's growing assertiveness is evident in its actions in the South China Sea. It is also evident in its ambitious Belt and Road Initiative. These actions have raised concerns in Washington and other capitals. The US, for its part, is grappling with how to respond to China's rise. Some advocate for a policy of containment. They aim to limit China's growing influence. Others argue for engagement and cooperation. They believe this is the best way to manage the relationship. Finding the right balance between competition and cooperation will be a defining challenge for US foreign policy in the years to come. The stakes are high. The US and China have a responsibility to manage their rivalry peacefully. Failure to do so could lead to conflict. This conflict would have devastating consequences for both countries and the world. Central to China's global ambitions is the Belt and Road Initiative, or BRI. Launched in 2013, the BRI is a massive infrastructure development project. It spans across Asia, Africa, Europe, and beyond. China is investing trillions of dollars in building roads, railways, ports, and other infrastructure. This infrastructure will connect China to its trading partners. The BRI is about much more than just infrastructure. It is a strategic tool for China to expand its economic and political influence. By investing in developing countries, China is gaining access to new markets. It is also securing vital resources. Additionally, China is building goodwill among participating nations. This is strengthening its diplomatic ties. The BRI has been met with a mixture of enthusiasm and apprehension. Many developing countries welcome the investment. They see it as an opportunity to boost their economies. However, critics argue that the BRI is a form of debt trap diplomacy. They warn that China is using loans to gain leverage over vulnerable countries. The United States views the BRI with suspicion. It sees the initiative as a challenge to its own influence. The US has responded by promoting its own infrastructure projects. It is also encouraging allies to be wary of Chinese investment. China is no longer content with being a rule taker in the international system. It wants to be a rule maker. As part of this effort, China is actively increasing its influence in global institutions. This includes the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, and the International Monetary Fund. China is using its growing economic clout to secure leadership positions within these organizations. It is also using its diplomatic muscle to shape the agenda. China's goal is to create a more favorable international environment for its own interests. China's growing influence in global institutions is not without its challenges. The US and its allies are concerned about China's willingness to play by the rules. They point to China's human rights record and its unfair trade practices. Despite these concerns, China's rise within these institutions is likely to continue. As China's economic and political power grows, so too will its influence on the world stage. Alongside its economic and diplomatic efforts, China is also investing heavily in modernizing its military. The People's Liberation Army, or PLA, is undergoing a major transformation. It aims to become a world-class fighting force capable of projecting power far beyond China's borders. China's military modernization focuses on several key areas. These include developing advanced weaponry, such as hypersonic missiles and aircraft carriers. It also includes enhancing its cyber warfare capabilities and space program. China's military buildup has raised concerns in the region and beyond. Neighboring countries worry about China's growing assertiveness in the South China Sea and elsewhere. The US sees it as a direct challenge to its military dominance. Despite its growing military might, China maintains that its intentions are peaceful. It argues that its military modernization is necessary to defend its interests and protect its sovereignty.